Good day, grade 9 learners! How are you today? Are you feeling good? So great to know that! I would like you to sit in your most comfortable chair. Bring with you the self-learning modules, your activity notebook, and your pen. Are you excited for today's lesson? Me too! I'm so excited to be with you. Before we discuss on the properties of parallelogram and solve problems involving properties of parallelogram, let's do activity 1 first. Let's do house tour. I would like you to look around your house and try to find at least 2 examples of parallelograms. What are those parallelograms around us? We have decorative frames. We also have monitor of our desktop. Frames of the ladder. Yes, center table. Cabinets will do. And of course, the tiles we have are parallelograms. And so more. We have the notebooks, rulers, or frames. The question is, why did we say that these things are parallelograms? What are the properties behind them so that we can say that they are parallelograms? If we could still remember our previous concept, we talk about conditions that guarantee a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. What then is a parallelogram? Great! When we say parallelogram, it is the pair of two opposite sides which are parallel and congruent. Today, we will be talking about properties of parallelogram. What are those properties of parallelogram? Before we go through, let's do activity 2. Fill me up to freshen up our idea. Property of parallelogram number 1. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the blank are parallel. What do you think? Having this illustration, you have the parallelogram ABCD. Yes, so great! A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite sides are parallel. Very good! With this illustration, we have line segment AD is parallel to the line segment BC. We also have line segment AB is parallel to the line segment DC. Property of parallelogram number 2 with that illustration. What do you think? A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite sides are blank. In this illustration, which of that are opposite sides? We have line segment AB with response to line segment DC. We also have line segment AD and line segment BC are opposite sides. What do you think? Great! We have the opposite sides are congruent. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite sides are congruent. So we have line segment AD is congruent to line segment BC. Line segment AB is congruent to line segment DC. In other words, if the line segment AB is 10 cm, what will then be the line segment DC? Very good. Still, 10 cm. If the line segment AD is 5 inches, what will be the line segment BC? 5 inches. Because a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite sides are congruent. So great to know that. Properties of parallelogram number 3. The opposite angles are blank. With this illustration, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite angles are blank. Which of that is our opposite angles? We have angle A is opposite angle with angle C. Angle B and angle D are opposite angles. What do you think? We have? Yes, great. The opposite angles are congruent. So we can say angle A is congruent to angle C. Angle B is congruent to angle D. If the measure of angle A is 100 degrees, it follows that the measure of angle C is 100 degrees. If the measure of angle B is 90 degrees, the measure of angle D is 90 degrees. Next, property of parallelogram number 4 states that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the consecutive angles are blank. What do we mean by consecutive angles? Consecutive angles are angles that share common sides. So which of that are consecutive angles? In the given illustration, we have angle A and angle B are consecutive angles. Angle B and angle C are consecutive angles. We also have angle C and angle D are consecutive angles. Angle D and angle A are consecutive angles. What happened to the consecutive angles here? So we can say that they are parallelogram. We have the consecutive angles are supplementary. Very good. What do we mean by supplementary angles? If we could still remember, the sum of the measures of the two angles are said to be supplementary if it is equal to 180 degrees. In other words, we have angle A plus angle B equals 180 degrees. Angle B plus angle C equals 180 degrees. Angle C plus angle D equals 180 degrees. And angle D plus angle A equals 180 degrees. The fifth property of parallelogram states that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the diagonals blank each other. What do you think? You have here the illustration. Parallelogram ABDC. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the diagonals blank each other. What do we mean by diagonals? Diagonals is a line segment connecting non-consecutive vertices. So you have here point A, vertex A, and vertex D. Connecting that one, you can form a segment that is diagonal AD. You also have here diagonal BC, are non-consecutive vertices. Accordingly, the diagonals blank each other. What do you think? Great! The diagonals bisect each other. So in other words, diagonal AD bisect diagonal BC. That means your line segment BE is equal to the line segment CE. In other words, this line segment AD divides the line segment BC into two equal parts. Next, diagonal BC bisect your line segment AD. So what do we mean? Meaning, this diagonal BC divides the line segment AD into two equal parts. And we can say that line segment AE is congruent to line segment DE as point E as the point of intersection of the two bisecting diagonals. Property of parallelogram number 6, we have each diagonal bisect the parallelogram into two blank. Okay, so say for instance we have the diagonal BC here. With this illustration, parallelogram ABDC. What happened to your parallelogram? What do you have? Yes, great. You form two congruent triangles. We have triangle ABC is congruent to the triangle BDC. In the same manner, if we have the parallelogram ABCD here, as line segment AC, a diagonal. So, this line segment AC divides your parallelogram into two congruent triangles. You have triangle ABC and triangle CDA. So then, let's try solving problems involving properties of parallelogram. Let's have this illustration. A parallelogram fire where line segment FI is equal to 3x minus 5 and line segment ER is equal to x plus 7. You also have the line segment FE is 2y minus 7 and the line segment IR is y plus 3 with point D as the point of intersection between two bisecting diagonals. Question number 1. What is the value of x? What properties of parallelogram supports our solution in finding the value of x? So great! Yes, property of parallelogram number 2 states that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the opposite sides are congruent. So you can have line segment FI is congruent to the line segment ER. Then substituting values, so you have line segment FI is 3x minus 5 and line segment ER is x plus 7. So then, to solve for the value of x, we are going to combine similar terms through additive inverse. So what do we have? That is 3x minus x is equal to 7 plus 5. Therefore, 2x is equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 2, so x is equal to 6. Very good. So great with that. Let's try number 2. What is the value of y? Where can we find y? Yes, very good. It is in the opposite side. Line segment FE and line segment IR. What properties of parallelogram supports our solution in finding the value of y? So great! Yes, we're going to make use of property of parallelogram number 2. States that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So we can say line segment FE is congruent with the line segment IR. So we have, substituting the values, line segment FE is 2y minus 7. Line segment IR is y plus 3. Combining similar terms, we have 2y minus y is equal to 3 plus 7 by additive inverse. So simplifying further, we have y is equal to 10. So great with that. To continue with our solution, we have the same illustration, parallelogram fire, wherein the value of x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 10. Question number 3. How long is line segment FI? This one here, the line segment FI. We know that the line segment FI is 3x minus 5. What happens if the value of x is equal to 6? Substitute the values, we have line segment FI is equal to 3 times 6 minus 5. And what is 3 times 6? That is 18. Minus 5 is equal to, very good. So your line segment FI is equal to 13. So great with that. Let's have question number 4. How long is the line segment EF? How will we get the value of the line segment EF? We know that in the illustration, line segment EF is 2y minus 7. So how long is the line segment EF? Great. Line segment EF is 2y minus 7. Since y is equal to 10, substitute the values. We can have 2 times times 10 minus 7 is equal to? So great with that. Line segment EF is equal to 13. Very good. Again, if the line segment FI is 13, what will be the line segment ER? 13. So great with that because the opposite sides are congruent. If the line segment FE is 13, what will be the line segment IR? Still 13. Opposite sides are congruent because the question number 5 states that what is the perimeter of the parallelogram fire? How do we get the perimeter? Great! We're going to get the sum of all the measures of the side. So line segment FI plus line segment IR plus line segment ER plus line segment FE. So FI is equal to 13. That means line segment ER is 13. Line segment FE is 13. That means line segment IR is 13. So perimeter is equal to, great, 52. Getting the sum of all the sides. So great with that. So let's try this. You still have the same illustration. Problem number 6. Diagonals FR and diagonals IE meet at point D, where line segment DE is 8 cm and line segment FR is 13 cm. The question is, how long is the line segment DF? Remember that we have fifth properties of parallelogram states that the diagonals of your parallelogram bisect each other. That means to say, this diagonal FR is divided into two equal parts. You have line segment FD and line segment DR are of the same measure. So if the line segment FR is 13 cm, how can we find the line segment FD? So great! Yes, the line segment FD or the line segment DF is just 1/2 of the line segment FR. Therefore, 1/2 of 13 is 6.5 cm. Line segment DF is 6.5 cm. Line segment DR is 6.5 cm. A total of 13 cm. So great with that. Let's proceed. How long is the line segment EI? With this illustration, how long is the other diagonal? Again, the diagonal bisect each other. In other words, this diagonal EI is divided into two equal parts. You have line segment ED and line segment DI. So how long is the line segment EI? If line segment ED or DE is 8 cm. So great with that. Line segment DE is congruent or equal to line segment DI. So that will become line segment DE plus line segment DI is equal to line segment EI. Or we have 8 cm here plus 8 cm is equal to the measure of the line segment EI, and that makes line segment EI equals 16 cm. Time is up. So great. So let's proceed. Problem number 7. The illustration is a parallelogram fire wherein angle E is m degree and angle R is 2m minus 45 degrees. What is, or we're going to find m and each angle. How do we get the value of m and each angles? How? Okay, we were reminded with the fourth property of parallelogram. It states that the consecutive angles are supplementary. Very good. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the consecutive angles are supplementary. So in other words, we have angle E plus angle R is equal to 180 degrees. You have here angle E and angle R are consecutive angles. Angle R and angle I are consecutive angles. Angle I and angle F are consecutive angles, and angle F and angle E are consecutive angles. So what do we have? Substituting the values, angle E is m degree and angle R is 2m minus 45 degrees equals 180. Simplifying further, how do we simplify? That is combining similar terms. So great with that. So we can have 3m is equal to 180 degrees plus 45 by additive inverse. We're going to add positive 45 to the left side and we're going to add positive 45 to the other side. So we can have 3m is equal to 225, wherein dividing both sides by 3, so your m is equal to 75. 225 divided by 3 is equal to 75. Therefore, the measure of angle E is 75 degree. And the measure of angle R is, substituting m, which is 75, you can have 2 times 75 is 150 degrees minus 45 becomes 105 degrees. Therefore, we can say that angle E is 75 degrees and angle R is 105 degrees. So, great with that. Let's proceed. Number 8. You have here the illustration. Parallelogram forward. Angle F is 90 degree and angle R is K plus 40 degrees. We're going to find K and H angles. How do we get? What properties of parallelogram supports our solution for this? Great! We're going to make use of the property of parallelogram number 3, wherein the opposite angles are congruent. We have angle F and angle R are opposite angles. So we can say angle F is congruent to angle R. Substituting the values, angle F is 9K and angle R is K plus 40 is equal to 9K. Combining similar terms, what do we have? 9K minus K equals 40. Simplifying further, we have 8K is equal to 40, dividing both sides by 8. So we have the value of K is equal to 5. So great with that. Then we know that the value of K is equal to 5. So we can solve for the angle F. That is 9 times K or 9 times 5, which is 45 degrees. Then here for angle R, K is 5 plus 40. 5 plus 40 equals 45 degrees. Truly, angle F and angle R are congruent since they are opposite angles. Time is up. So great!
Thank you. That will be all for today. See you next time.